Charlamagne, we live? Flight boss, bitch. You know, for sure. You're now listening to the Mind of an Antares Moon. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And you know, I just received some information on certain things and certain abilities and certain tribes we be going through in this realm of reality and shit too. You know, I came to, cause y'all know my page is heavy right brain, but you know what I'm saying, every now and then I like to bring in some artillery from my left brain so people can understand it in a practical way, in an analytical way. So, you know, I was coming across a few videos and shit to the point that we come with the understanding that now when you want to talk about your sun sign, right, basically we talk about it as in what sign the sun was in with the day you was born. But see, here's a tricky part right now. Now that we know from left brain, the left brain had told the right brain that, no, physically, out of these two eyes, dealing with the nerve system and the moving and everything, as we see the planets, and as we see everything going on, it's just a relationship with how we see it. But now we know that the earth goes around the sun, and the sun is not going around the earth, as if the earth was center stage to something. That's just being naive. Only people who think like that, and flat earth thinkers, they kind of be the naive people who think that humans is the only existence. So, you know, other than that, when you want to talk about as the earth circling the sun, because all the planets is rotating around the sun in a certain type of way, however the first initial force then pushed them for them to be going that direction. Now, this galaxy is the sun's force. Well, no, this Milky Way, which is our solar system, the name for it is our force is the sun, our sun. Then another sun has its own force, which is its own solar system, and whatever like that. And then amongst millions of those becomes a galaxy, and amongst millions of galaxies, amongst a universe. But look, what I'm trying to say is, as far as this solar system, all the planets in this solar system is rotating around the single force, which is the sun star. Now the sun, it got its own travels, so it's traveling through the signs also. So technically, the sign that the sun is in is the age, and it's going to take the sun about 60 to 90 years to switch signs, to appear to switch signs. But since the relationship with Earth and the sun, and how close they are to each other and how far they be apart sometimes, since the earth is the third rock from the sun, that's the only reason it's called Earth, it's going to appear to seem like wherever we at on Earth, that's where the sun is at. So when we see the sun at a different part of the sky, at a different part of the day, we just think it's because that's the axis rotating on the Earth. But we know scientifically, left brain wise, that the Earth and every other planet, which is Venus, Mars, that's in the solar system, is following the single force of the sun. So the sun is on its own travels, and Earth and Venus and the moon and every relationship, which the moon and Saturn have their own rotational thing that they have with each other, and they're both still being pulled by the sun. So the farthest ones away that may attach or detach, the same way they say California may detach from America or stay attached from America due to whatever, we only see existences like that because that's how the planets are, like Neptune, Pluto, and Uranus. They're like that. They're kind of still stuck onto the energy gravitational force pull of the sun, and then they're kind of not. So they have their own power. So all the planets in between them is being regulated by the outer planets. Now, the sun is the one traveling. So when we say that the earth is circling the sun, by nature, we only have to come to the conclusion that Earth is the one that's going through each sign each month, because it takes Earth a year to rotate around the sun. Now the sun is rotating around whatever it's rotating around. That's another video. As far as this solar system, we're talking about the planets that's rotating around our single force, which is the sun. Our sun in the solar system, which we call our solar system the Milky Way. Now, when we talk about Earth, now, the day you was born, this is why some people say Happy Earth Day or Happy Born Day or something like that, because it's the day you was made physical. Now, Earth has a quality this as much as every other planet. I don't know why people want to think this is naive. Humans think this is naive because they are humans. I have a video on this. Just type in Dolo and Earth next to it. It may pop up. Or look into my metaphysics videos, metaphysics and astrology playlist videos, where it's a video in there where I'm describing your Earth sign. Now, the way I was describing it in this video was your Earth sign is always going to be opposite to your Sun sign. So let's just use this for the sake of conversation now. Since we was just talking about how the Sun sign and your Earth sign is different, just for the sake of conversation, let's talk about it as normal astrology now, your Sun sign. As I was explaining it in the video, your Earth sign is going to be opposite to your Sun sign because of the relationship with the Earth and just the basic position. It's the third rock from the Sun. So just by nature, wherever the Sun is at, if that's your Sun sign, the Earth is always going to appear opposite to that from a perspective of when you was born. You know what I'm saying? And then it could go square and all that from the day you was born, but your initial natal chart is always going to be opposite because that's the relationship with the Sun. So if the Sun was in Gemini, then by nature, your Earth, what I was saying, in describing it, your Earth is going to be in the opposite sign, which is Sagittarius. So you're going to play out actions of Gemini, but things that you may agree with or disagree with or tug of war with is going to be things of the Sagittarius nature. So that's what I mean, because that's Earth. So Earth, what is Earth? Earth is like we know Mars is intentions, willpower, and passions. We know the Sun is your actions and how you act, vitality and energy. We know the Moon is how you react, your reactions and your emotional stability. We know Venus is how you feel, how you love and appreciate, and how you relate to others. We know Jupiter is how you gain wisdom and learn, and how you gain wisdom and learn and experience in this lifetime that we in right now. Now, Earth, just because you live on Earth, that doesn't mean Earth is the same as everything else. It just has its own quality. Earth is Earth. It's practical. It's the practicality. How you relate to physicality. How you see with the physical two eyes. How you touch. How you feel. The five senses. That's Earth. So since you are a creature of Earth, you have the protocol energies of Earth, which is the five senses. And then it takes the other three elements for you to be you, which is fire, your enthusiasm, your energy, what makes you go for it, which is your water, your emotions, your feelings, which is your air, your analytical, your thinking process, and your earth, your feeling, your touching, your five senses, from a broader stance within just astrology. So Earth, that's Earth energy. So whatever your opposite now, as far as your Earth sign, these are things that you're going to physically hate or physically like or physically be drawn to or physically want to detach to. So now that we have the information that the Earth revolves around the Sun, by nature we can only say that with the day you was born, the Sun was there. So hypothetically, let's say this. So whatever your Sun sign is, just replace that with saying that's your Earth sign. So like for an example, I'm an Aries. So instead of saying my Sun sign is an Aries, my Earth sign is an Aries, because the planet Earth was in Aries when I was born, and that's the day I was physically incarnated, which is a Earth quality. What does Earth do? You plant a seed, you water it, something grows. That's happens on Earth. As far as seeds, when you have sex, joining two energies to make a new one, and it's a seed, and it can only get manifested and grow on Earth. You could only grow and have age if you become physical on Earth. Other than that, your spirit doesn't do that. You see what I'm saying? A plant, a seed's initial energy don't do that. It's not until it come on Earth, and then all the Earth relationships with all the other planets and Earth energy itself creates the plant, and now the plant can be seen, can be physical, can be able to grow, can be able to be in time. See, these are Earth traits. See, Earth signs understand time, setting dates, planning more than any other sign on Earth. They have that energy already. You know what I'm saying? So Earth signs technically rule Earth. You know what I'm saying? Now you want to say who rule Mars or whoever, we can say fire signs, or who rule Neptune, or who rule the moon, we can say water signs. But if we want to talk about that, the only way you could draw that energy here on Earth, by you being a living being on Earth, is bringing it into physical reality. So you have to dig inside to have those. But Earth is something you could be a zombie, but you still on Earth. So you still a living being. You may be dead to the world, you may be a bum on the street, but you're still physical. So that's an Earth trait. You hear, that's Earth physicality, that's Earth energy. So Instead of saying your sun sign, just say your earth sign. Now, your sun sign is going to be your opposite. It's just vice versa now. So whatever day you was born, that's the sign that earth was in when you was born. And the sun is always going to seem opposite, not from your perspective on earth. See, we built a lot of programs and a lot of systems and mathematics based upon just the relationship that humans have with earth and how we see it. But see, I'm the Archangel Uriel. I'm not always on earth. I'm not always there. So you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I look from a broad perspective, and sometimes I take myself out of this spiritual reality. Remember, I chose to come here. I chose to act as a vessel to show other vessels how it really should be seen. And I'm a fire sign, so it had to come through visions and how it should be seen. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm explaining it and how I'm trying to say it is, now the sun is going to be opposite. So the sun is things that's going to, what does the sun do? Enlightens, shows, put attention to, put energy to. So for an example, your sun sign is going to be you. So your opposite is going to be always what's brought attention to you. For an example, now my earth sign now technically is Aries. So everything that I got to learn and process in my life is going to be and things that manifest in my life, things that I see, how I see it, and things I'm going to have to learn is going to be of Libra archetypes. Now, the reason why it's like that is because it's the sun. And since the sun is opposite, it's going to enlighten that path of things I have to see. So I'm going to be placed in a lot of situations where I'm going to have to do more harmonizing and compromising. And the more I be aggressive and be selfish, is the more I put myself in my own situations. I'm going to have to be more mutable and more fixed at certain times when I want to be cardinal and try to initiate initiate a new way of seeing things that may not make sense. You know what I'm saying? I may have to learn how to relate a lot better. I may have to learn how to know how to not want to do everything on my own, as far as deal with emotions, deal with situations, deal with things you're into, and all things of that nature. So that's what the sun is lightening up in my life. So by nature, it's because it's in the opposite of that archetype. You can see, and you can do that in each sign. So your earth sign is how you physically hear. So your physical attributes is going to be played out through the day you was born. I'm an Aries, so a lot of my physical attributes is going to be Aries light, because that's the sign Earth was in when I was born. So a lot of people are going to say I move fast. You know what I'm saying? I talk fast. I'm energetic. I'm always initiating new ways of seeing things and initiating new visions. Because what is fire? Fire is the seer, and the filler. And what is cardinal? Cardinal, the initiator. So what is the initiator? It initiates newness and creates new circumstances. All cardinal signs bring in each 4 seasons, which is bring in the new initiate, and the fixed signs hold the load, and the immutable signs change it. Just look at it like this. The initiator signs put the food in the oven. The fixed signs cook the food. The mutable signs take the food out for it to be put on the plate for everybody to eat. Then the cycle go over again. So as an Aries, I hear it initiate new ways of seeing things, new visions, and new ways of feeling about things, and new ways of how to feel about things. So when I'm doing that with this, that's my earth. That's what I'm doing on earth. So by nature, we can say that again. This is the sign my earth was in when I was born. Because these are the things you physically to see. And you're going to see it because you're opposite to me by nature, because you're a separate human. You got your separate perception. So by nature, I'm yin or yang, and you're my yin or yang. By nature, just by being another person. So if you have your own sunlight, the sunlight, when it shines on me, you're going to see my earth. You're going to see my physical traits, things I do on earth, things how I do it, and the way I act in my actions, which is my earth sign, Aries. So that's how it all makes sense. Break it down. You know what I'm saying? And I could break it down a few more other ways. You know what I'm saying? But how things make sense. But this is the truth. You would never hear another astrologer, another person hear nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? But you can't say and pinpoint nowhere where I'm wrong. That's how you know I'm dealing with truth. The true vine, the true tree of life, the true God. Ain't no him, ain't no her. It's the truth. It don't have anything to do with yin or yang, which this world and this whole perception is trying to pin it upon on yang. And that's a whole nother video. We could break that down. You know? Flight boss, bitch. You know, for sure. Air. Goddamn flights.